What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
This is my top 20 movies of 2018. I tried to narrow it down to 10. Couldn't do it. There's some movies on the top 20 that I just had to get mentioned. So I tried to do a running list to keep track of all the movies that I watched, try to keep an order of which ones I liked more or less. Decided to instead go over to flickchart.com, which I used to use for the podcast, The Ultimate Movie Championship that I did with Keith. So I decided to make a new account, The Ray Taylor Show, and went through. It's a website where it gives you two movies, and you decide which of the two you like better. And it goes through and it randomly gives you movies. And, if you haven't seen a movie, it will remove it from your list. And then it'll help you rank things just by comparing movie to movie. So I did just movies from 2018. Thankfully, all of the movies that I watched came up and were added to the list, and I was able to narrow it down to top 20. So I'm going to rattle through these first 10 from 10 to 20 or 11 to 20. Starting off at 20, A Quiet Place, just a really really good, intense kind of horror thriller movie that forced people to just be quiet, which is amazing. It's an amazing thing to make a movie theater quiet. Number 19, Black Panther, fun comic book movie. Thought it was more overrated than what people were giving it credit for, but it's still 19. I really enjoyed it. Number 18, Upgrade, basically Venom, but done way better. Independent movie. Even the actor is very similar to the dude that played Venom. But that's number 18 is Upgrade. Number 17, stand-up special, Adam Sandler, 100% Fresh. It was amazing to see Adam Sandler come back with a special that harkened back to, for me growing up, his albums were a staple as a child, laughing and enjoying the skits. This had so much of that heart and so much of that joy that Adam Sandler is so good at doing. Great songs, great comedy. Adam Sandler, 100% Fresh, number 17. Number 16, Overlord, a really fun World War II / sci-fi movie, which is quite a fun time at the movie theater. Number 15, First Man. I think the fact that I watched it with motion seats made it so much higher on my list. But it was by far the most fun I've had at the movie theater. It was really like a ride, going to space, beautifully shot, great acting, even though it's very muted, very subtle, very slow. Those moments where you're in the cockpit are some of the most intense things that I've experienced in a theater, and I enjoyed it very much. Number 14, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Love that one. Great art style, very unique. Another comic book movie. Number 13, mid-90s, Jonah Hill's first movie, independent, kind of like Kids, the movie Kids, but L.A., and focus more on skateboarding. Love that movie, mid-90s. 12, American Animals, almost like a documentary with outstanding reenactments. It's such a good movie based on a true story and actual interviews with the people that committed the crime as kids trying to pull off a heist. Number 11, another comedy special, Bert Kreischer, Secret Time. The main reason I'm doing a top 20 is I wanted to make sure I gave a shout out to Bert Kreischer. Definitely my favorite stand-up special of the year, and very happy that it made it onto my list over at Flickchart. Moving into the top 10, number 10, Avengers: Infinity War. Just an amazing movie that came from the only company that's able to do these franchises right, Disney, at least for now. It was an amazing kind of culmination to watch everything come together in Infinity War. Number 9, documentary, Free Solo. Just a beautiful documentary, great story. Alex Honnold's the man. It's, as far as understanding how important it is not to cut corners and cheat and just like it's a live or die for this guy, free climbing. And it's just an amazing documentary. I highly recommend everybody watch it. Number 8, Mission Impossible Fallout. Probably one of my favorite in the Mission Impossible franchise. Just such a fun movie. Henry Cavill was a great addition to the cast. He's far better in this than any DC property that he's ever been a part of. Number 7, Spike Lee directed a Coen brother movie, basically. Black Klansman. Just so much fun. It's my favorite Spike Lee movie. It really feels like has the feel of the Coen brothers, which I enjoy because number 6 is a Coen brothers flick that came out this year, Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Such a fun movie. I've watched it multiple times already. Bunch of short films, old-timey Western. And it has the heart and sensibility of the Coen brothers it's just so much fun. That's why it's up at number 6 for the Coen brothers, Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Go watch it on Netflix. Number 5, Widows. Imagine taking like a genre, like heist movie, but putting it in the hands of an amazing director, amazing storyteller with a unique visual style and a very fun way of telling, not fun, but a very enjoyable, it's amazing. Just the acting's amazing, the directing's amazing, but Widows, number 5, love that movie. Number 4, Bo Burnham coming in with his directorial debut with 8th Grade. 8th Grade for me was a very, very traumatic time in my life. Very, very tough year to get through. Bo Burnham, aside from having Be Happy, Make Happy, I forget what his special's called. I've watched a million times on Netflix. But he's just a great artist, man. He's just so good. I can't wait to see what he does next. But number 4, 8th Grade, it just has all of that awkward, cringy, but in the best way. Number 3, a movie that was at number 1 for a while for me, Sorry to Bother You. Boots Riley coming in with a movie that's so much like an Idiocracy, but like chocked full. I mean, Idiocracy had a lot of things to say about society in it as well. This, I think, cranks it up to an 11 and just goes places that are by far the most ridiculous thing. I love this movie. This was so close to. There's just a lot of good movies came out this year. But Sorry to Bother You went down to number 3, but it was holding tight until Bad Times at El Royale came in and knocked it off. That was my number 1 for a while, but it's coming in at number 2. Just another movie that really has the Coen brothers sensibility to it in a lot of ways, but it's an ensemble cast. You're seeing the story play out from everybody's different perspectives. Just a really fun idea for a movie, a really fun cast, really good acting, really great writing, blending the story and just weaving everything. I love that movie so much. Bad Times at El Royale was number 1 also, but I couldn't. It was between this movie and what is number 1, and what is number 1 is Blindspotting, my favorite movie of 2018. So easily interchangeable, a lot of these movies. That's why I went to Flickchart. It was just really hard to order everything appropriately, and I love this top 20 that came out. But Blindspotting, you have a roller coaster of emotions. It touches on everything. It's so good. I was lost in this movie. I love this movie so much. It is so good. Can't wait to see what Carlos Lopez Estrada does next. But by far my favorite movie of the year. Just a really great movie. Has a lot of great. It's just from top to bottom. I loved every bit of this movie. That's why it is sitting. It knocked off Bad Time at El Royale and took the number 1 spot in my best movies of 2018. If you want to see how it all breaks down, go over to Patreon. I'm going to put up a video of me going through Flickchart. But new episodes of this show come out every day. Subscribe everywhere podcasts are found. Binge the show over patreon.com/inspireddisorder. InspiredDisorder.com for all of my artwork and t-shirts. At Ray Taylor for me on social media. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out!